Okay guys, today we'll be looking at a budget scope and seeing whether it's any good for the price. It's $99 from PyramydAir. This is a center point 416 by 40 AO scope. It's made by Craftsman. So we'll see what's in the box. We have this scope that is nicely packed, wrapped to protect it from scratching or anything else. It comes with a cleaning cloth and an Allen key for you to mount the scope onto your rifle. Also, what we get here is a little booklet. I think the tag system. We'll go over this in a little more detail, and of course you get a manual, owner's manual with it. So for now, we'll throw this other stuff back inside and just look at what we have. So as an overview, it looks as though this scope was designed primarily for firearms. Craftsman or Centerpoint, they've gone to great lengths to set up the tag system, making it easier for firearm shooters. And if you look closely, you'll see they are giving you standard loads from 223 55 grain up to 150 grain. That is standard load. Okay, then they also give you for the magnum load, and there you go again, from 55 grain right up to 150 grain. And lastly, also if you are a muzzle load shooter, they give you it's 50 cal and 12 gauge, 270 grain and 385 grain. Now what we're looking at is the center point. It is a tag system. What does the tag system stands for? It is trajectory aiming guide, and they basically are giving you all the information you need to use this. We'll go over this in a little bit more detail, but for now let's proceed. This is a variable scope, power scope. It zooms from 4 to 16 magnifications. It has a 40 millimeter objective lens for better light transmission, and this is a plus if you're hunting. And seeing that this is being touted as a hunting scope, that should be coming real handy for hunters. Also, the glass is it's crystal clear. It comes with two scope protectors, one in the front which is clear plastic, and for some reason the one at the back is tinted yellow. It has a red-green illumination, which is this knob here. This screws off, and your battery, your CR 2032 battery goes in there. If you turn to the left, looking at the scope from the rear, you turn to the left, it goes on green, and you turn to the right, it goes on red. I don't know if you can see the red through this. Not very good. You can see the green much better. There you go, you can see the red illuminated reticle. And I'll go the other way. And there's the green. Now I've used these illuminations looking through, and for me, the first two, up to the second magnification is adequate for me. Maybe in darker conditions you will need to go to higher magnifications, but for daylight shooting I'm using either 1 or 2. Okay, parallax can be adjusted from the objective bell, and it goes from 10 yards all the way out to infinity. So that will take care of your parallax. And the adjustment knobs for your windage and elevation. This is your elevation here, and the windage is on the side. Now you unscrew that. You unscrew the caps. You make your adjustment. You can hear the clicks. And after you've zeroed the scope, you can put your caps back on, and that will protect your adjustment and make sure that you don't accidentally knock it while you're using the scope in the field. The scope magnification ring is located here just forward of your red-green turret, and it goes from 4 all the way up to 16, and you just turn it left or right. There's a little indicator point right there that will tell you where your magnification is set at. Now the scope is 13.86 inches long, and the weight is 1.26 pounds. And it comes equipped with Picatinny rings, so you will need that type of base when mounting the scope. The manual says that you should use a 10 power setting when zeroing the scope, so I have it set at 10 right now. So let's look at this tag system in a little bit more detail. It's a pretty nice booklet, and they are giving you, as we said before, we went over it before, showing you the standard load for your firearms, and this is with the center of the reticle. You will use that 0 at 100 yards, right? And then the different tags are then set at increments of 100 yards, right out to 500 yards. Now, the next one is your magnum load, and this one is a little bit confusing to me because as in the standard load, they say the increments of the tags are at 100 yards. With the magnum load, it starts you zeroing at 100 yards, and then it goes, the next tag, the first tag would be at your aim point for 300 yards. Thereafter, it is every 100 yards. Now, why it jumps from 100 yards to 300 yards, I don't know. I am not a firearm shooter. Maybe any of you guys who shoot firearms and are acquainted with this, maybe you can add something in the description, in the comment section, sorry, and let us know. I have no idea why it would jump from 1 to 3 and then back at increments of 100 yards. Now with your shotgun muzzle loader calibration, what you have here, it starts at 100 yards and then the increments are at 25 yards for each tag out to 200 yards. Now to me that makes sense because it's the same standard increments here. When I say standard, this one goes by increments of 25, and for the standard load this goes for increments of 100, right? The only oddball one according to me, which I don't understand, is this one. So if you guys can comment on that, I'd appreciate it. So it gives you pretty detailed information that you would need if you're shooting firearms, and also there's a doping sheet at the back that you can use when setting up for your various shooting needs. There's your doping card and you can just fill in what you need. Now here it is, it says for the type of scope where when using the tag reticle. So they're saying if you have a 2 to 7 by 32, you use 7x magnification for zero in your scope. Now in my case here I'm using a 460 by 40, so they recommend that you use 10x. So that's what I'm going to be using. So guys, that's it in a nutshell, and then the next step would be for me to mount the scope and try it out, and that will be in the next video. So until then, stay safe, shoot safe. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, help us to grow the channel. Give us a like, share and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe.